So we are excited. Today is the day you get to get rid of us. In one way. In one way.
Yes.
In one way. So Judy Bluestein Levin.
Yes.
Right? Did I say that correctly in the right order?
You did.
All right. So tell us about getting to pre-Katy Responds. What happened?
Oh gosh. Of course, you know about Hurricane Harvey. We had between 5 and 7 feet of water for 10 days.
So what did you do when Hurricane Harvey hit?
Actually, we wound up escaping in 4 feet of water. It was over. My husband was on a walker at the time. Actually, most of the time in a wheelchair, but we couldn't get the wheelchair out in
Not
the
in 4
water.
feet of water.
We had 3 animals, and we each carried an animal in a cage. And what had happened is we tried to leave, and we couldn't find an exit. The Katy Freeway was blocked. The 290 was blocked, and we finally came home and decided we would, sit out the storm. We were told they were going to release water from the dam in 12 hours. So I was taking my time placing things. My next door neighbor knocked on the door and said, "You've got 10 minutes to get out." I said, "What do you mean?" He says, "They released the water from the dam early, and it's coming down the street, and it's already this deep." So all we had time to do, because my husband was disabled and it took a little while, was to put the animals in cages, and we each had a backpack with a toothbrush and a change of clothes. So by the time we got Ken into the vehicle, it was 4 feet.
Where did y'all go from there?
We went to about 20 different hotels looking for a room. We finally found one. They said they would let us stay overnight, but that they had the room booked the next day. But we were able to stay there 2 nights. They let us stay an extra night, and then we went to Columbus, Texas. We could drive that far. It was very scary because I was driving through deep water, and you didn't know what was going to happen. And we stayed again. The motel had 1 room and limited time, and we stayed a little bit in Columbus, and we just bounced all around
For a while.
Yeah.
All right, you get to so Hurricane Harvey comes in and just decimates your home.
Yeah.
Who did the muck and gutting? Was it churches or
Churches and groups like that. We had a group that came in from New York who actually did a lot of the work. At the time, I was not very well, right, because of the strokes. Anyway, I wasn't able to choose what we kept and what we didn't, and we just decided to let everything go.
just let it go? How did you reach out to Katy Responds?
Let me tell you that I had a man who was, at the time, I think it was Samaritan's Purse actually, who came out to my house and interviewed us and told us they couldn't help us. But at the time, I was taking care of a dying husband. I was trying to recover from strokes. Anyway, years later, okay, I am trying to pay my taxes on my house. And I went into the wrong office. I walked into the wrong office. And who was there? The young man who talked to me right after the flood. I mean, it was probably 2 weeks after the flood, because the house was just a disaster. And he said, "If you apply right now to Katy Responds," he said, "they have a little money and they might be able to help you." And that evening, I replied to Katy Responds, and much to my surprise, somebody called me back.
I knew when I walked in, it was still a disaster, but and you were in, bundled up clothes, and you're no air conditioning, no heat for so long. It's like you'd become accustomed to what you were experiencing. And when you join up with Katy Responds, Katy Responds doesn't have a bucket of money. Katy Responds goes out and finds the need, and then we just trust God to send us in the right direction. And I think within 3 days we had put together a little bit of funding by Katy Responds, but the Samaritan's Purse came in and just said, we're going to bless Judy and we're going to get this house done. So, all right, so we're here today.
It's
and
amazing.
You are baking, you're cooking, you're doing
I've
signs
got a
all over the
kitchen.
place. You have got a kitchen, and we'll show you some of those pictures. But what is your favorite part about what Katy Responds has done?
I think
All right, so
my most exciting thing
In the house.
is my new kitchen, because I have to be honest, 30 years I lived in the house and I hated my kitchen. It's absolutely
So it's what you want.
gorgeous.
That's good.
And after having lived so long just in a corner of the house, to be able to live in the whole house, oh my gosh.
We do this because we believe the hand of God is working through us. And so you provide us the opportunity to experience that. We're grateful to you that you allow us the opportunity to come into your home and completely make it untenable, I think is your
Yeah.
word. So we thank you for the opportunity. We thank you for just being you. We fell in love with you the minute we saw you.